Allow me to give you a brief introduction of today's guests, both of whom are critically acclaimed for their remarkable musical talent. Merima Ključo is recognized for her work as a soloist, as a guest soloist with international orchestras and ensemble, as a composer for theater, film, and documentaries, as well as collaborations and projects. One of which actually, Arrhythmia, which she did with guitarist Miroslav Kadic, was a show that we were very happy and proud to present as WMI in 2018. And that was the first time that I got to meet Merima and was just completely blown away by her artistry. And I am so happy that we're able to present her again. Jelena Milušić is equally renowned internationally as a distinguished contralto whose unique, mesmerizing voice can deliver blues, jazz, Balkan, and world music repertoire in various languages. We're so thrilled that you're here and that you've teamed up to bring us Lume. Thank you both for that. And before we now talk about the Lume project, maybe you can kind of like get us all started off with a little bit of music to set the stage and put us into the love song spirit.
Of course, Gabi. Thank you so much for a wonderful introduction. And we're going to start with a Lume. Lume has various meanings in different languages: love, life, more than love, lover, spark, humanity. And what is life without love? Lyrics of the Lume say, "Life, sister, life, when will I have enough of you? Maybe when they hammer a nail into my coffin, maybe then. You're fleeting. One is born, another one dies. One is born, another one dies again and again. Life, sister, life, when will I have enough of you?" Lume, Lume, sore Lume, Lume, sore Lume, 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 sore Lume, 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 sore Lume. Când se le satură de tine, când se le satură de tine, Lume, sore Lume. Când se le sec de bine și tot tantul de mine, Lume, sore Lume. Atunci moi sătura, atunci moi sătura. Când s-a năschindura, Lume, sore Lume. Când s-a neimrunt și nu mai fi pe pământ, Lume, sore Lume. Că așa-i lumea trecătoare, că așa-i lumea trecătoare. Unul naște, altul moare, unul naște, altul moare, Lume, sore Lume. Adi naște, necăjește, adi nește, pătăjește, Lume, sore Lume. Așa-i lumea trecătoare, că așa-i lumea trecătoare. Unul naște, altul moare, unul naște, altul moare, Lume, sore Lume. Adi nește, pătăjește, Lume, sore Lume.
Wow, this was great. What a great start. So much
Thank
great
you.
energy around you. And it makes me curious, how did this project come together of saying you want to record a project that features international love songs? How did that come together? What gave you the idea to do that?
Okay, the idea was actually we met each other. So, and we thought, let's start a project together. And what are we going to do? What do we like? What do we both like? So I said to Jelena, please send me the songs you like, and I'll send you the song I like. And then let's see actually what we have in common and what we can choose. And of course, most of the songs of the world are love songs, especially the folks music. And then we just chose the songs that we both really, really like. And then I started to make arrangements, and Jelena and I started to talk about songs and to work on the songs. And here we are. So.
The very big part, important part, and interesting part for me is the Merima's approach to working on the songs as an instrumentalist and a person. You would think that she's more concerned with the notes and the music and the arrangements, but actually she really helped me realize how much lyrics are important, and that actually the lyrics are the vehicle, or what the song needs to carry. So music has to transport the meaning of lyrics. So we focused on the text very much, and because then it was possible to color it with music, to give the mood to the song, to really give it a true meaning by honoring the lyrics. And Merima's approach for me was very interesting, because mostly working with other musicians, lyrics were there and they were important, but not as much. It was more important to be nice and beautiful, but the real meaning sometimes was not overlooked, but put in the second, in more in the background. But with Merima, that was different. She wanted the lyrics to be in the forefront and to be very important and the sole focus of what we are doing, so that she can make the arrangement to give the lyrics the true meaning, both through singing and through music.
Yeah, and so it's obvious that the songs are from different cultures and different folkloric traditions. How did you said it was very much based on the lyrics. How many languages did you need to know or understand to be able to make this work?
I have to say that I was really fortunate that Jelena is so good with languages. I think after Theodore Bickel, this is, she's the only one that I really know that she can perform in so many different languages, and she can go so much into spirit of every song. So I was really fortunate to have this, opportunity to work with Jelena. And the thing is, I would check with friends in different languages and say, so how does she sound? For example, I would ask my Romanian friend and he would say like, amazing. Or I would ask my Spanish friends and they would say, no, great. So it's, of course, it sounds great to me and I can hear that the spirit is there, but it's also great to check with native speakers. So to see, how great she is.
Oh,
And
I don't really think it's such a big mystery. I mean, when you like a song, you don't have to know the language. I mean, you can feel it, you can realize, okay, there is something about the song that just moves me, and sometimes you cannot explain. Fortunately, we have access to internet and we can translate, we can listen to the pronunciation and practice. I don't even think that it's so important for me to sound Spanish or Romanian. There can be an accent, of course. I think it's much more important how you deliver the song, how you bring out the emotion, how you kind of present what this song is about. If there are, you know, some little things here and there, I don't think that that's the problem. And of course, I mean, I don't speak those languages, but it's very important for me also to know what I'm singing about, to get the translation, to know what these lyrics mean, and then I don't think language should be, and it is not, especially in music, an obstacle. So definitely, if I like a song, it won't, you know, stop me. The fact that I don't speak the language, it won't be an obstacle.
No, and
that's easy to for you to say. But if I would try to sing in Romanian, it would take
Give me your accordion, please. Okay. I think you would get further than I would. So
on my accordion,
I think so.
Good.
But that is also one of the great aspects of your songs on this recording, is that in a way you touch on the fact that music, you know, and the emotion of love, the ups and downs of love, are kind of like a universal languages in themselves to a certain degree. And what is just so impressive is how between a vocalist and an accordionist, you can present such a depth of not just emotion, but also of layers of the music. And I would love to hear a little bit more about how you go about making the arrangements, that it never feels like you're just listening to two people. It's that.
Thank you. That's a great compliment. No, it's really like, as Jelena said, I pay a lot of attention to the lyrics. So when I make an arrangement, I have to say it's like a little anecdote here, or especially in the folk music in the Balkans. It was interesting for me when I was growing up with this music. I wasn't paying, of course, attention to that. I would just love the music. But after many years being not living in this country, I came back, and then I was in a restaurant eating, and there was a wedding in the next hall of the restaurant, and all of a sudden I saw, you know, everybody dancing on this very fast music, and I listened to the lyrics, and lyrics were terrifying. They were talking about, you know, orphans who are there without father growing up, and they have nothing to eat, and maybe they will die from hunger and things like that. And I thought, and everybody's dancing on it, and I thought, this is really, I never thought about it this way. And the people, they feel this music, they like this music. It's a way of dealing with emotions. But I think it's a wedding, you know, like, why are we, but whole music is I don't know, it's really very difficult to find a happy song and to find a happy love song. It's always about suffering or about hidden love, and then you have all this or for example, very, very typical also what I like, we have on our album Adio Querida, beautiful Sephardic song, and it starts with, so when I didn't know the lyrics, I thought, oh, you know, they are in love, and one is there and saying, goodbye, my love, I love you so much. But no, the lyric says, your mother, when she brought you into this world, she gave you anything but capacity to love. You destroyed my life. You broke my heart. Go and, you know, find someone else. You are dead for me. And I thought, like, how interesting. And the song sounds like, adio, adio, querida. And I thought, like, is this really, do you sing like that to someone who broke your heart and destroyed your life, and you don't want to see that person? Like, tu madre cuando te paría. It's like, oh, I love you so much, but it's really not. So I started to pay attention to that. It was kind of remarkable how folk music sounds beautiful, or lullabies. Like if you take lullabies, they're beautiful. There is also beautiful Sephardic lullaby, Nani Nani. It says like, sleep, sleep, my little beautiful child. Your father is going to come now, and he will knock on the door, but he will say, let me in. But I know that he is coming from his lover. Sleep, sleep, my lovely child. And it's honestly also in Bosnian music, in Bosnian culture, and in cultures over the world. If you look, you have really scary texts, scary, not so sweet as you would think that they are when you hear this beautiful lullaby. And then I thought, okay, let me now work with this text, but then really with my instrument and with Jelena's instrument, paint the lyrics. So what do I really, how do I want to express these feelings? Which kind of sounds like, if I was painter, which color I would really use. So I think, okay, as a musician and as a composer, which sounds I will use to express this, and work on these songs in a different way. Now really work on the lyrics and express the lyrics of the songs. Of course, you cannot do that with every song. Like some songs, you just have to leave as they are, because anything that you try to do on them is just, it's not bringing anything. But some songs just, for me, for my feeling, they ask for it. They want to be, expressed the way, like if I hear that song about orphans who are not having nothing to eat, I'm not going to make a dance music under it, but I want to express what is the song about, especially for people who don't speak the language. How do you translate the music without translating the words? How do you make them understand what's behind it before they know the lyrics? So that's kind of interesting for me. It was interesting for me. It's still interesting for me. So that's actually the background of how I approach those songs and the way I make the arrangements for it. So.
No, that's so beautifully said, and I'm just curious if the songs, if it's a mix of folklore songs or and then also songs that were written by composers. Can you tell us a little bit about what the backgrounds are of the songs, and maybe give us as well one of these examples where you feel you did that really well, of saying you work with the text to make the arrangement in accordance with it, which might maybe not have been exactly like that in the original version that you came across?
Honestly, most of them are different, except the one that we will sing tonight, which is a song from Croatia. Yeah, that one I kept as it is, really more simple, because that's a song I like to hear when I was a child from my neighbor who sang beautifully, and my first notes when I played the instrument was actually I played this song and she would sing. And that year that Jelena and I started to collaborate, she passed away, and I wanted to give that song as it is, also in honor of my neighbor, but also honestly, it's just so, the words are like that, that there is nothing. It's just like, I love you so much that and you don't even know that. So yeah, what can you do more there than just let this beautiful melody to be present there? But all the other songs are different. Like for example, Lume that we just played is based on a Romanian song by Maria Tanase, and it usually just goes like beautiful melody,
very slow,
so, and some
slow
goes
and
melancholic too, and I think, okay, Jelena said a bit of the lyrics like, sister life, when I'm going to get enough of you. It's one is born, another one dies, one is born. It's this kind of circle of life, and people being born and going, like, how do you express? And that also, the last few moments when I play kind of, when live, you think, oh, it's stuck. So when Jelena is saying like, Lume, like what's happened live, what's happening, like, hello, So it's, how do you play with the words? And most of it, the other songs that we will play tonight too are, they are all approached in that way, where I play with the lyrics and express mostly my instrument, and then of course in Jelena's voice and expression, and we try to express that and paint that. I like that word. I would like to be painter probably. So yeah.
Well, can you please paint another one for us now?
Yes, definitely.
And tell us a little bit about it, which language it is.
It's Croatian language. It was usually sang a cappella in by a vocal ensemble called Klape. And the song says, there are days when I simply don't know what to do. There are nights that cause me so much pain. I love you so much, so deeply, that I feel like I'm dying. I love you, but you don't even know that.
And that's the song that's,
yeah,
it's
a love story that happened and it's no more. So now she's asking, give me back all my letters, give me back all the photos, give back my life to me. Ima dana kada ne znam šta da radim. Ima noći što mi stvara bol. Ja te volim tako silno da umiram. Ja te volim, a ti ne znaš to. Ja te volim tako silno da umiram. Ako grijeh je u životu ljubi strasno, ja klečeći molim oproštaj. Vrati meni slike pisma što ti dado. Vrati meni život.
Goosebumps. Absolute goosebumps. Thank you so much. I was just reminded, I was curious, as you earlier said, Merima, that there's so many facets of love. There's the lost love, there is the unrequited love, there is the young love, and there is the longing for love. As you were going through all of the materials and selecting songs, were there any specific themes that you found yourself particularly drawn to? Or did you want to have a variety of the aspects of love, of the many, many parts of that emotion that we so, you know, I don't know, so easily just call one word when it's so many different emotions?
Yeah. No, that's a great question. Yes, definitely. I mean, I have to say, yeah, love has so many faces, and okay, now on this age, I learned that there's only one love. Honestly, like when I was younger, I went through, like all of us, through a broken heart and pain and sadness and all aspects of love that we call love. But honestly, now I think there is only one love. If it hurts, it's not love. Love doesn't hurt. So if I would choose now, it would be only happy songs, but there are not so many. And then I think that's really interesting. Okay, I can imagine before, but again, like people had problems because their parents didn't let them get together. But now these days, like, why do we suffer because of love? Should we suffer because of love? Is that really a true love? If somebody, if they don't want to be with you for whatever reason, and they say they love you, but they cannot. I doubt that, so that's not love for me anymore. So I'm happy at this age to really know that there is only one kind of love. But on the other hand, I'm happy that through history, we didn't know that, or humankind didn't know, because we have all this beautiful repertoire and beautiful songs. And what was really important for me, because I want to collaborate with Jelena, and what I noticed when I was looking into her work, I was really impressed of all aspects of her voice. Like, she can really sing very low, but then she can go high without any problem. And she sang all these different styles, and then all of a sudden I hear her singing heavy metal with whole passion and same. And I was kind of enjoying that research. And once I thought, like, I know this woman, there was another moment that I thought, like, wow, these two amazing. So that was kind of really, and I thought, okay, if I'm going to work with her, then I want to also, express all this that's in this amazing voice. So how do we do that? Which songs do we choose, and which keys do we choose? Like, sometimes, like in the next songs that we will going to perform, I really wanted to, that this low voice of Jelena is present there, because it's rare and it's beautiful. So that was also not only that I was looking into, of that we were looking into beautiful songs, but also what could express her voice in the best way, or her voice can express anything in the best way. But what are the songs that we can really choose, where we can hear this amazing variety? Because look, there is one instrument that I love from my childhood, and that is accordion, and that I was in love with. But then when you hear another instrument, and in this case a human voice, and you hear beauty of the voice, then you have to, I feel this urge of working with that, like how much I can explore in the arrangements, how far I can go or how far I can push. And with Jelena, you can push as hard as you wish. There are no limits for her. Luckily, I still didn't find it.
We had some moments of disagreement that I was like, okay. But
Yeah.
we overcome that easy, because it's very easy to communicate with Merima. And sometimes takes time to really understand what she wants. Sometimes it's right there, but then I always then get to the point, aha, okay, now I see why you were asking that from me. And I mean, like in any collaboration, there are moments of maybe not understanding each other, or not being really aware of what is being asked of you, or kind of blocking because you're scared, you think you can't do something. But she really made me feel safe to try out whatever, you know, because it's a safe environment. We can try anything and nothing of it has to go out, but we will give it a try, and if something works out, and then that's great. Yeah.
So
Very good. And so were there any cultural aspects that kind of surprised you, where you found as you were sifting through all of these materials, where you discovered something about a culture that you had not been aware of before?
not really, because I'm let's say I'm busy. That's not the best English word, but I'm occupied. Thank you, thank you. With the folks music from the Balkan region and Eastern European region for many years, and actually also since my childhood. So I had this problem, but also blessing, that I was born with a heart condition called tetralogy of Fallot. So the first 6 years of my life, I could not do anything except sit and listen to the music. So, and everybody knew I was born in a small town, and they would bring me all this music from around the world, and especially from the Balkan region, of course, and. So somehow, because I was not able to play with other children and to explore childhood in that way, I was since early childhood just really going deeply into this music and in my own world, let's say. And then later, when I started to study music, of course I was studying classical music, but I kept being really interested in the folks music and different regions of the Balkans. And then later I fell in love with Sephardic and klezmer music as well. And I found that's really nice to see that we humankind everywhere, we share same emotions. We express it a little bit differently, to different scales, to different language, of course, but at the end we really suffer in the same way, we love in the same way, we unfortunately hate in the same way. So it's nice to look at that from many different aspects. And so let's say I didn't get surprised. There was nothing in that way new for me to explore. But every new song, when even you hear it for the first time, wow, how is it possible I didn't hear this before? Because I really, of course, it's impossible to hear everything in one lifetime. But it's always great to explore songs that I never heard. Like Jelena came with some songs that I thought like, wow, how is it possible I didn't know this song before? And it's so beautiful and great. So it's every collaboration brings that kind of, something new. You share knowledge, you share what you know with someone else. And in this way, what was really nice, that we are similar, because Jelena also loves all these different style of music, and she sang them through years. So it was great to have possibility to have collaborate with someone who has also that enormous knowledge of the repertoire from many different parts of the world. So how about you?
You said it all. I'm just mesmerized here listening to you and going, wow. You said it so nicely.
Thank you.
So then let me remind all of our attendees one more time to feel free put any questions into the Q&A box so that we can get them all answered towards the end. And if you wouldn't mind, if we can ask you for another little example of your collaboration. And Jelena, if you wouldn't mind putting your microphone a little bit closer so that we have a more than of a balance. That's perfect. Yes, thank you.
Okay, this song is the one where really I want, you know, in the arrangement that we go in a very low register of Jelena's voice.
Okay.
It's a love song, of course, and it says, "Since I've been loving you, I have no peace. My heart is burning with fire. My love, oh, my love."
Great. Now I know what you mean, Mary, when you said she can go. That is like quite the instrument you got there as well, Jelena.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And I just have a question that had come in as well from one of our attendees who wanted to hear more about when you first started playing the accordion and why you chose it as your instrument.
That's the question I always get, and I never know the real answer to it still. The thing is, honestly, I make a joke every time people ask me, not a joke, but I really think it is, that my first word was mama and the second one was accordion. I just love the instrument. I love the instrument since I can go back in my memory of myself. As I mentioned earlier about my heart condition, also I know very often we would go camping, and then in the evening there would always someone would come with an accordion, And then people just sit together and sing, and that person would play an accordion. And I was just, you see all this beautiful, can you imagine as a child, you see all these keys, then you see these registers, then all these different sounds, then there is this bellow that I really like also because it's breathing. And I had problems with breathing. And now when I think of this instrument that breathes, but that's when you go and when you think what is there, everything that's so fascinating. Then you have these little buttons on the left sides, which is your bass. So I think for me as a child, it was the sound. It was love at first sound. But also love at first sight, let's say. So you see an instrument. I was visually in love with it. I was in love with it about its sound, and also because it brought people together. Like if you imagine when you're camping and then there are different people camping, and then all of a sudden someone comes with an accordion, and everybody comes and sit together, and they would start singing and share these songs together. So for me, it always had this, people are so together, close to each other, nice, going through the same emotion through the song and through the lyrics again. So I think that are some reasons. And then later and then also I had to fight for it to, and when children, when you tell them that they cannot do something, then they want it even more. And my parents thought, okay, she will grow out of it probably, and because she's so small and tiny, and this instrument is so big and bulky, and but no, I just kept asking for it. And I remember at a certain point, my parents asked my cardiologist after my surgery, like, okay, this child just desperately wants to play an accordion. And she was just for years torturing us, actually. So can she play an accordion? Is she able? I mean, he said she can do whatever she wants. If she wants to play the double bass, if she wants to play an accordion, anything she wants to do, she can do it. So I'm very thankful to my cardiologist, because after that, my parents did get me an accordion. And once I had it in my hands, I almost said, the only thing was it is my best friend since my childhood, and went with me through all points of my life and brought me to amazing places. I'm very thankful to the instrument, and really brought me to many amazing situations as an artist and as an accordionist. And of course, people are always surprised there is this instrument that's not very popular, or that people have some, like accordion, it doesn't have such a good status as an instrument, but that's a different story. And actually I like that too, because I'm kind of trying to help the instrument to to bring it to give it a different light and life, and to show how amazing the instrument actually is. It's a baby instrument. It's one of the youngest instruments, and it just needs to, every instrument through the history had to go through certain stages to be presented as a serious instrument. So, and accordion is kind of living that life now. It's growing into a serious instrument, with serious composers are starting to compose more and more for the instrument. And now you can see it also as a part, soloist with orchestras, with philharmonic orchestras and repertoire. And we are pioneers. It's nice to be a pioneer of your own instrument. So, yeah.
Great.
And many, many other reasons, but I think for tonight, I covered some. Yeah.
And Jelena, is it correct? Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is for you the first time to partner up with duo only with an accordion.
With accordion, yes, but with the duo, no. I had another duo with a guitarist, but this is my favorite duo, and I think it will stay forever that way, because with Merima, she gave me so much space, and she also gave me so much possibility to discover and to kind of um, reinvent myself and to dig deeper, to really embrace my own voice, to find my own voice. She really definitely helped me out with that. If you heard a little snoring noise, that's our dog enjoying the concert to the fullest.
We haven't heard it, but we're happy
Okay.
that it is. Yeah. No, I was just curious as well in terms of, I know that you had collaborated with a guitar player, and then the accordion, as Merima said, can be really powerful with all of the air and everything. And how was that? Was that adjustment for you in terms of using your instrument in those collaborations?
Definitely, you're right. Definitely, I had some adjustments to do. It was for me much more difficult to sing with Merima, because usually also when you are as a singer playing with an instrument, sometimes you more view an instrument as an accompaniment, but with Merima that was out of the question from the start, and that was very clear. And also her other instrument, the other accordion, this, as she's calling her baby accordion, the other one is this massive huge accordion that has such a big sound, and it sometimes, you like really feeling like you are struggling because it really has such a big sound, but then with time you kind of overcome it. And also the way Merima plays is very sophisticated, and sometimes I needed, especially when you play rhythms that are uneven, and that when the rhythm is very fast, like, oh my God, where are we now? So, but really with practice and time, everything came to the right place, and now I feel very comfortable and at ease. And I think it's with every collaboration, you need time to grow into it, you need to perform together, you need to practice together. What our music sounds on record now sounds not completely different, but different through every performance, because it evolves, and sometimes it sounds like this, and the other times like that. It never stays the same. But what is definitely true is that I really became more comfortable and more at ease. There is that really deep trust that I have working with Merima, and I know wherever we go, we can go wrong. So it's kind of very liberating, liberating feeling.
Yeah, but that's what's nice about chamber music. I think singers are really wonderful and special kind of musicians. And as Jelena said, most of the time they're used to be, they are a singer, there is accompanist, and so they.
But not in jazz. In jazz, the singer is the
yeah.
last thing. Oh, okay.
But
Not
it's
everywhere,
yeah.
but
But what's really nice in chamber music is like how do you listen to each other? How do you make a conversation musically with each other, so that it's not, how do you play like some rhythmical figures or some rhythmical jokes, and and once when you really learn how to listen to each other, and that's a process, then you can make such a great music with each other, and every time you play the song is different, and you can in the middle of the song make something that you never did before, and your other musician will react to that another way around, because you are so together and you learned listening to each other, because performing music is all about really listening to each other. And when you are blessed to have possibility to work with musicians like that, then your time on stage is such a joy. And as Jelena said, whatever happens, you're gonna be fine, because you can always kind of help each other and play with it. And even if there is almost never a wrong note, or there is almost nothing is wrong, because you are so each other that you pick up, whatever happens, you play with it, you improvise with it. And that's really what's also great about this collaboration.
Yeah, and we have, since this has gone so well, another one of the attendees was wondering, are there any cultures that you didn't get to for this album, but that you would like to revisit?
Oh my God! Every culture is worth revisiting, and so now we do work on our Sephardic album because it's really nice. We have very rich, or we used to have very rich Sephardic culture that
Here.
unfortunately with time, disappeared, and so we are working on that, and because it's such a beautiful and rich culture and great songs, and so that's something that we would definitely, or that we are revisiting now, and that we love, and we will also play one of those songs, also a love song, Sephardic song. So that's now on the, let's say, on the repertoire. We are working on that. But
This
next
is-
to
And Latin America, maybe at some point.
exactly.
Yeah. Chavela Vargas is one of our
Favorites.
favorite artists. So
Yeah.
maybe an homage to her at some point. Who knows?
And with this Sephardic, sorry, this is homage. It will be homage to Flori Jagoda. So I'm not going to tell much about Flori Jagoda, but please Google if you don't know anything about Flori Jagoda.
Yes, she's amazing.
Yeah,
Bosnian Sephardic
singer, and composer
who also recently passed away, who left amazing treasure of Sephardic music that she composed and created, and as well as the songs, existing songs that she performed. And she was saved by an accordion as well.
Yeah.
During the Second World War, on her escape route, her father told her just to play accordion when she was in the train, and not to speak to anybody. And she said it literally saved her life. She was a little girl playing an accordion on the train, so, and she was able to escape and save her life.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a special.
There's actually one of our attendees, Noemi, had been asking if you do remember your first encounter with Sephardic music and in which context it took place.
Oh, Sephardic music, yes, definitely. When I was 14, I wanted to study music, and that was only possible in Sarajevo. I am born in a little town in west of Bosnia. And then I came to Sarajevo to live on my own and study music. And that was like little girl coming to a big city. And one day I was walking through the streets of Sarajevo, and all of a sudden I heard something that I never heard before. I heard a melody, I heard a music that was somehow very common to our traditional music, like Bosnian traditional music, but still there was different language involved, and I thought, what is this? What is so beautiful? So I walk into the store, music store, and I say, what is this? And they say, it's Sephardic music. I said, oh, Sephardic music. So what language? They say Ladino. Oh, Ladino. And then that was the first moment of me really hearing Sephardic music and Ladino. And then I started to look more for it. And then there was a group, vocal ensemble in Sarajevo that sang Ladino music. So I got in touch with them, and then really more and more started to listen to this music. And then later also when I met Flori Jagoda in Washington, D.C. Many years ago, and it was so interesting. Like we were sharing musically, we were understanding each other, but also life-wise, we both had to escape our own country. Different generation. She just, 50 years later, or how many years later, I was in the same position where she was. So we kind of understood each other immediately from the beginning, and that was so great to meet her. And then through her, I learned more about Sephardic music. And also I'm thankful to Theodore Bickel and Tamara Brooks and Shura Lipovsky, a wonderful singer from Amsterdam, because they helped me a lot to understand and to love even more Jewish music, also Sephardic music, but also klezmer or Yiddish music. So I was fortunate to really work with them and to have them as my adopted family. But yeah, to come back to the first to the question, that was the first time. So I think I was 14 or 15 when I for the first time heard Sephardic music, which is incredible. Also, if you think that that's our own culture as well, but it almost disappeared, and that I had to be 14 or 15 to hear it for the first time. Because when you think about it, that like that music was performed in the bars, or people would sing it before the Second World War. You could go and drink your tea or your rakia or whatever, and you could listen to this beautiful music at that time. And now, all of a sudden, you know, with you
I don't think new generations haven't had access
nobody
to
knows
it.
about it. They know there is some Ladino, yeah, but they really don't know. And even my generation that was so open, or the way we were living, to open to all kind of music and cultures. And so it took me 14 or 15 years to hear it for the first time.
Well, it took me double that.
Okay.
I'm a late bloomer, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I was just introduced to it in my early 30s when I was working with a guitar player, and he already had a Ladino Sephardic project that he worked on before, and we were also looking into music, what we could work on together. And then when he showed me, introduced me to this music and these songs, I just could not believe. I was like, wow,
So
is this
beautiful.
really like this is our music, our musical heritage, you know? And I was like, how come I never heard of this music before? So I'm very thankful for that. And then when I met Merima, when we met for the first time, she was actually a guest on our album of Sephardic music. And then we started our collaboration, and she introduced some new Sephardic songs, and now we are making a Sephardic album. So it is something definitely that we will keep on doing.
Yeah. Wonderful. And we're unfortunately running out of time. I knew this would happen because you have such great, stories and music to share. But can we ask you to close us out, to send us off into Valentine's Day with one more of your beautiful love songs? And
it will be a Sephardic love song called Anderletto. The Queen says, Anderletto, my dear, my beloved, I love you and I want you more than the king and all his kingdom. 2 sons I have from you and 2 from the king. The king's sons have their horses, but yours are in my arms. Anderletto, my dear, my beloved. Anderletto, mi Anderletto, mi querido, enamorado, ay, mi querido, más te quiero y más te amo que el rey con su renado. Ay, que el rey con su renado.
Hijos del rey, que son cuatro. Ay, hijos del rey, que son cuatro. Los del rey tienen caballos, los tuyos son en mis brazos. Son en mis mi Anderleto, querido.